Alright, welcome to Lost Cryptids Conservatory. As you can see, we're out this frozen swamp bottoms, following the creek over there, kind of looking into this heavy stuff right here. Little thickets. That one's flooded. But we're looking for one that's not flooded. One that possibly they can go into during spring and or even winter, looking for tracks, any kind of activity. So we're gonna just make our way. See how things go. Alright, this is what we're kind of looking for right here. Little thickets. Deer goes in there. Come over here. There we go. This is what we're looking for. Just a little thicket, or you sit up right here, hide from the people on the trails, watch the deer as they come by. There's some pretty thick stuff right here. edge of the creek. Tucked up inside here. Alright guys, so this is what we were looking for. Nice little thicket where you can peer outside and anyone from the outside cannot see in. You know, all the little branches are going to break out your silhouette and help camouflage you. Also, you know, deer are going to be moving their way, making paths through here. If you're a Sasquatch, you're just sitting here waiting. You can spot the deer coming, and when they get within close enough range, bust out, grab them, you got food. So, you know, finding little thickets like this, you know, where you can sit in, you can see out of it. It's pretty thick, and there's only really a few paths to get through. So the Sasquatches are going to hang out in this little area. They're going to wait for the game to pass through, and then they're going to ambush them. So obviously it's pretty thick back there. That's why Sasquatch utilize it. You know, sitting back up in there. I can't see if I was sitting there. I couldn't really see myself, but you could definitely see me easily, and as I'm walking. So that's where the Sasquatch are hiding out, thickets, in places it's hard to get to, hard to navigate. You know, we're on the edge of this creek right here, and you know, the game, as you go follow these paths, the Sasquatch are going to be what do I got? Something thrown. Let's go take a closer look. There's the creek. It sounded like could have been the wind. It's kind of windy. It happened when there was no wind. The wind's picking up right now. Alright, that's what it was, is ice. You see right there, there's an ice shelf right there, and it collapsed, fell in the water. So here we got a nice little intersection of game right here. That's the path I came down. There's a few paths in here actually, but see, right here's a good spot where Sasquatch would sit, you know, a young juvenile or even bigger ones, you know, hide up in these thickets close to right here, so they can monitor it. They watch the animals come to the spot and jump them, ambush them, or have a couple in different spots on different trails and wait for them. So I like spots, areas like this where the game trails intersect. If you can find a little thicket or pocket of space where a Sasquatch could hide, it looks like it, probably most likely is because they ambush prey off the trails. And the perfect place, especially during with this intersection. It's a great place to go. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm just trying to look through all the thickets and any kind of movement. I'm trying just to spot. So as you can see, it's something. following this deer trail. It's going along the creek. Beautiful spot. Get closer for you guys. Beautiful out. Just beautiful. So beautiful out. I love winter. Feels nice out. You can track things a lot better, see things a lot better. So I think I found some nice buck trails. Seen some scrapings, old scrapings. So I think it was a pretty nice buck down in the swamp. Nice little bowl right here. As you can see. Pretty nice area. A lot of good deer sign, tracks. Still not frozen enough to climb or walk across. You know, there's a lot of good stuff you can learn on the computer, and it's really good stuff, and it's stuff you're not gonna really find out here. But the flip side is, you know, it's nothing. You got some deer. You're not gonna get that behind the computer, you know. You're not going to be able to experience that, observe that, film it from behind the computer. You know, the computer's good, but it's not going to get you out here. It's not going to get you closer to getting evidence out here. You can learn a lot of good stuff, but it doesn't replace putting boots on the ground. You see, that's pretty good thicket right there. Hide out in that, along that creek bottom. Wait for the animals to make their way across the shoreline. You know, like I was saying, sneak up on them. Grab them, you know, but observe them. So that's what you guys need to get out and go do. You guys need to get out, sit up on a hill, sit down, you know, watch the area around it, learn the habits of the animals, man. Learn, you know, what kind of animals are following the shoreline, or crossing the log. Posted a video up in the Facebook group, and a bunch of animals, from squirrels, raccoons, bobcats, and black bear crossing this log over this creek, and it's very neat. Of how many animals are using this one log to cross this creek. But if you set up and are watching that creek and observing from a spot, you know, you're gonna see that firsthand. You're gonna be able to film it, and you're gonna learn to observe animals in the environment and be able to spot them as they creep along the landscape. So you can spot animals in that. Because that's what the whole thing is. You come out here, you want to be able to spot animals as they come. All right, we're heading out now. It's getting dark. You know, just getting outside, observing nature. That's the key here. You know, you're doing the same things that they're doing. Observing nature, learning the routines of the animals you're watching. Try to study the plants, the stuff that they're eating, they're smelling, what their mindset is trying to do, and strategize. Try to film it, you know? Get good at filming different stuff. Wind's picking up. You're good at filming different stuff, and you know, it's gonna help. It's gonna help the process, and that's what this is. It's a process, a learning process, and it's building your skill process, and it takes time, you know, and a lot of luck. It's the main thing. It's a lot of luck. But if you are in an area with activity, you know, you kind of push that luck towards you a bit, and you can get more things going instead of just randomly picking a place and then going from there. It's going to take longer for you to observe things, learn things, and get activity. So you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. Sitting, like I said earlier, sitting behind the computer and learning that way is great. It needs to be done, but getting out in nature, that's where it's at. It's where you're gonna learn and observe everything. And you need to, because that's what you are pretty much focusing on. Is you're learning stories, you're learning encounters, you're learning skills to come out here and put them to use. It's beautiful out here. Just feel the nice pure air. It's something you just can't find behind the computer. I know there's people who can't even get out the front door and walk around good enough to do this, and you know, that's okay. There's a lot of stuff to learn both ways, and your input and your opinions are helpful and can be learned from too, because we're all learning. We're all learning. We're all trying to have a discussion and trying to get evidence. You know, we want to, you know, we would like to be able to prove it, you know, as a community, be able to prove the existence. Say, haha, you know, we were right. All the years of being made fun of or laughed at or joked about. But in the end, we would be right. And I think most people already know that. Obviously, if you've had an encounter, you realize that. If you're studying, you've never experienced anything, I think there's a lot of good material that you can come to your own conclusion that they are, in fact, real. And they are roaming the woods of North America. They're practically in every state, and basically in every kind of habitat, sub-habitat, even micro-habitat. They are just basically masters of, and they are master survivalists. They're adapt to survive in any kind of weather, climate, terrain, an obstacle that gets in their way. That's why you always hear the term that they're the boss of the woods, or the guardians of the forest, because they are the supreme alpha. They're actually the omega out here. They're just too powerful, strong. So always be careful, but always be on the lookout. Observe everything.